Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going big in ABS as promised on the Qidi Plus 4. Prepare to be judged. That's right, I'm going to be printing a Judge Dredd helmet from Budwin over at Principles, I believe, yes, and in ABS. So, can the Qidi Plus 4 do it? Yep. Did I have problems? Yep. Was it the printer's fault? Not really. No, mainly my fault. But let's dive in. Okay, here we are in Orca. The first problem I had was I've only got one roll of ABS from Sunlu, and it comes in at 900 grams. I've got a feeling this is going to be more than that, so we'll just put a few settings in. I think we're going to go with 0.2. Wall loops 3. Infill 0.10%. Now, this is where I think we're going to need support. This is the first orientation I'm going to try. I think if we go for normal type of support, we're going to run into trouble in terms of how much filament we're going to use. Let's try slicing it. This is going to take a while because it's a big model. There, as you can see, total filament, yep, 1061.28 grams roughly. Don't know how accurate this is going to be, but it gives me a ballpark at least. So we're going to have to do some changing, and the changes that I'm going to do, I'm going to drop this from normal to tree. I'll leave it on default and see what that does. And there we have it. So now, ideally, not a lot of stuff on the build plate apart from support material. And if I get any warping or anything like that, then I may be in trouble, but we're going to give it a shot. So off we go. Yep, it failed. Didn't have the time lapse on, sorry guys, but it simply come off the build plate and moved and shifted, and yeah, it started to warp on this corner here, and then lifted off these little bits here, and it, yep, back to the drawing board. Second problem is I think I'm having issues with the stock PEI sheet that came with the Qidi Plus 4. It's losing its touch. Models aren't holding on it very well, so could be dirt, fingerprints and so on. I've given it a scrub, or going to give it another scrub, and clean it with some alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and see where we go from there. Don't want to use glue. Glue, in my mind, acts like a release agent, so stops filaments sticking too hard and makes them easy to come off the build plate. I don't think it's going to help with the adhesion particularly. If I'm wrong, leave a comment. I could be wrong, but that's my idea of it anyway. So I'm going to give this a clean, and then we're going to jump back in Orca and maybe see if we can reorientate it and give it another go. So you are back in Orca. I'm going to leave the majority of the settings the same because the quality seemed to be there. Didn't seem to be any problem with that. Qidi was producing a nice print, except didn't stick to the bed. So I'm going to reorientate this, see what Orca thinks of it with the auto orient. Give that a go. So we go with what Orca thinks. Probably cleverer than me. Yeah, and again we're going to go with the tree support. I didn't click that last time. Purely again because I've got even less filament now, and I've got to get it under, I reckon, under 700 grams. Will it do it? Let's find out. All right, there we go. Notice it's got some support on the base a bit more now, so we're going to give it a shot. Yep, let's do it. So, did it work? Yep. And here it is. Not without problems though. I don't know if you noticed during the time lapse, but a bit of tape suddenly appeared. It did try and lift again here. Could be the build plate issues that I'm having, and definitely think it's the amount of support that's there or amount of material that's on the bed. But it did do it because it lifted. It did lay a shift here, so you'll see that round there where this was moving a little bit. Rescued it there. It's still moved a bit there, but the rest, as you can see, it's good. I mean, the quality is there. Just me being not as good as the Qidi, but and Walker and so on. So we get there. But yeah. Thanks for watching. If you've made it this long, we will be, or I will be sharing with you obviously a lot more on the Droid. I know I've been a bit lack or slow on that. Been a busy time of year for me, but we'll get back into things, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.